Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Well, today I'm going to tackle something that's not really my expertise or my forte, but hey, worst case scenario, I can do a lot of grinding and some more welding and we'll get it looking halfway decent, I hope. It's a little bit of an art form, but if you take a look at the truck here, you can see that we've got a little issue where I've already pulled some of this back when I was trying to, this is all dented in. I need to cut it open so I could pull the damage out. And we've got our replacement piece here. And you can see that this has body lines in it. Hey Charger, how you doing? Sorry, distracted. But you can see this has body lines in it. And if you look really close, this has that same body line. And you can see it ends around here. And on the other end, it ends about here. So when this piece is sitting on the truck, what we're going to want to do is match up where this body line ends in the same place. So we're going to cut this panel down to fit in here. I'm going to have to get all this old sheet metal out of here. I'm going to have to continue straightening out this damaged area. We do have a replacement door, so that's easy, and it even matches, so I'm happy about that. So I'm going to get to work on this. I'll take you through the process. We'll see how it turns out. Might turn out good, might not. Worst case, we'll have to pay someone else, but let's see what happens. Hi. Okay, so you can see we've got the stud gun here. I'll put a link in the description of where you can get one of these or what they look like. And we'll put that down below. But what we've done is we've put the studs in here to pull this dent out that's here. This, I think we're going to have to cut this metal out and just replace it. It's a little too mangled. I did get it pulled out as best I can using the studs, but that's about as good as we can. This line should come straight. It obviously doesn't, so I think what we'll have to do is cut this section out here and a little bit here and just try to rebuild that. It'll be a little tricky, but I'll see what I can do. Auto body is not my area of expertise, so now when you're using these studs and you got a large shallow dent like this, you want to get some studs on the, I found what works for me is putting the studs on the outer edge of the circle, one in the middle, and just slowly pulling it out a little bit at a time. That tends to get it all pretty even. I think we got this pretty good. It was concaved in a bit. Now it's fairly smooth. And there's a little bit here still. It's a little shallow there. We could weld a stud in here. Maybe I'll do that just so you can see what it looks like. So we'll load up our stud gun. Let's see if we got enough room. We got enough room for this, but there we go. Okay, let's get the stud on there. We'll let it cool for a few seconds. And then we'll take our slide hammer right here. That goes onto the stud, tighten it down, and we'll just do the one we just did here. Even though it's hot, probably shouldn't do this. You should let it cool a bit. We'll just give it a couple light taps. There we go. And that, you can see that pulled the dent out a little bit. We could probably use one right here too. Middle. Okay, wrist. Now what we'll do is we'll take a cut-off wheel, cut these off. We're gonna just take some snips and snip them off, and then we'll do the rest of the body filler. So that's it. Here, like I said, I think we're gonna have to cut this out. It's a little too mangled. We'll try to rebuild this corner. So there you go. We've ground off our studs here. I have to take that down a little bit more. Still a little bit low there, but that's okay. We've cleaned this up the best we can. We're gonna have to put some more metal in there, but it's kind of got the body line back, so we'll see what we can do with that. We try to follow this radius and keep that. Old panel off, and we've got the ground down. Put some rust converter on there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of weld through primer on it, just so we can protect it a bit. And all the bare exposed spots, I've put the rust converter on them, just to put something on there to protect it. There we go. So this is a conductive primer. So we can do the spot welds and still have the metal protected. So we'll just leave that on there for a little while, and then we'll come back and start tacking it on.
All right, so we built ourselves a little workbench. It's gonna be nice, get us out of this wind, and it's metal top so we can make some sparks, because that's what we're gonna do next. On the truck there, we need to put the rocker panel back in. We bought the piece that's going to fit in there. So we marked out, you know, with an inch or so extra where we want to do it. So we're going to cut this, we'll cut the back, we'll go fit it, and then make it perfect. We'll try to butt weld it in. Well, that cut pretty easy.
So we'll start fitting it up to the truck.
So now we got to start fitting it up, and this is for sale, by the way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Might use some of that.
All right, let's go give it a try. Okay, so we've been cutting off big chunks and then smaller chunks, and now we're into the fine, taking off, you know, 1/8 of an inch at a time, just to get it exactly right how we cut the truck. So a little bit at a time, make it a little bit
Yeah, just
easier
take your time and take a little bit off. It's a lot easier to take it off than have to put it back on, right? So
to get the metal stretcher.
yeah, that's right.
We can grind this corner off on the truck that we've left. And as soon as that goes, I think we are pretty
Yeah, it's looking
darn
pretty good.
happy with that. Yeah, I'm good here. So it's just this little bit and on the actual truck right here, this little corner that didn't get sliced off.
Okay.
As soon as we do that, this will slide right in.
And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little bit of lip off here. Right?
Yeah, we'll grind this whole lip off so that we can use the factory or aftermarket one, because it's straight. We know that.
Yep.
This one was not.
Yeah, that one was bent up a fair bit. Ooh.
It had some help by a ditch.
Yeah. Oh, almost got you in the head. So there you can see the damage that we.
This was all punched in. Brent spent a lot of time pulling out the edge and then banging it flat. It's pretty smooth now.
Okay, well, let's get to it.
Once we finished off making sure that it fit and we were happy with that, then we used the old rocker panel where Brent drilled out the weld holes, and we lined them up and made our marks so that we're happy with them because there's holes still in the truck. So then we will use these holes to line up with those holes and weld through.
Yeah, that's where the spot welds were, so we cut the spot welds and we're going to put them back. So we just opened them up to the proper, we punched them.
We punched them, a pilot hole, and now we're getting into the big ones so that they are the same diameter as the ones on the truck.
Well, we've got the panel ready to go. We put some weld through primer on it and put some rust converter on it. We cleaned up any surface rust on it. We're just going to let it dry. Use the zinc spray, so that'll allow us to still tack it on, and it'll keep the metal protected. So that's the underside of the panel. We can worry about the other side when we get to that part. We have full access to that. We've put our drain holes in there. We've marked them so we can add them later. I'm going to use this copper bar for doing the rosette welds, and the reason I'm going to do that is twofold. I want to try to keep this bottom lip as straight as I possibly can, and then I want something to back it up that the weld won't stick to it, because when we do the rosette welds, I'm going to crank the heat up and we're going to try to let it pool and just feed the wire into there, and the weld will not stick to the copper. So if I put this underneath and clamp it like that, nice and tight, then the bar will help keep everything straight and it will not stick to that copper.
Right.
Oh. Why does it always find my freaking socks?
Laws of attraction. Get a bite on it?
Yeah, I got a little bit.
Good. Lining up pretty good?
Make it work.
Nothing a hammer can't fix?
Yeah.
Good.
So what we're doing is we're just putting a bunch of little tacks in it, because if we concentrate on one area too long, we'll warp the metal because it's just very thin, right? So we'll do a couple down here, then we'll come back up in front, a couple in the middle, and we'll just keep going and let it cool off, and then come back to an area. You have to kind of take your time and do a bunch of little spot welds. You can't just, otherwise we're gonna have a big problem. So it takes a little bit, but we'll just stitch it in. I'll continue on.
Oh, there's the first snowflake.
We better hurry up then, eh?
I guess. You gonna do the bottom last?
Yeah, we'll do the bottom last. That we can pour the heat to it a little bit.
Right.
So.
The nice sun sort of went away. Big black clouds. How'd that work?
You tell me.
Oh, nice. Right through the drill hole we made.
Yep.
And got it nice and strong. Okay, awesome.
It's not going anywheres. Let's do a couple up top again. Oh yeah, that is snow coming, eh?
Yeah. Just an hour ago, it was like bright blue sky. Definitely gonna in for some snow. Awesome. Well, we'll keep pounding away on this. What do you think? We're gonna get some snow. Look at this cloud coming in from the city. Right on the ground, coming right at us. We're gonna pack up now.
There we go. We got the welded in. I'm not the best welder. I'm going to get into the body work and the paint now. We managed to get the rough body work done. It's just going to be the fine tuning. I think we managed to capture our body line okay. We got to tweak it a little bit, but we'll sharpen that up when we do the fine body work. Gap looks pretty good, I think. So I built this area up with some reinforced fiberglass filler just to get that contour, and then we're going to move on to some body filler now and kind of fine tune everything, but it's looking all right. Let's get in there. Let's have a look at what we've got so far. You can see that the gap is pretty good. What I did is after we got the metal work done, I took some of this long fiberglass strand filler to build up the area here so we can get our curves back and our angles and all that, and so it seems to work pretty good. Now the reason I use that is because it's reinforced. It won't crack as easily as just the regular polyester filler. So we're going to get our body lines back and got our curves back. So now we're getting into the fine detail. You can see we got a little bit of metal showing here, so we're going to have to build this area up a bit. Got a metal there, and metal there, and metal there. So we're a little low in here. We got some metal showing here, a little bit there. So we're going to have to put a little bit more in here. And we're just going to use the polyester filler for that now. Okay, so today we're going to take a crack at doing the paint on the front bumper for the 2010 Dodge Ram Sport. We've already washed it down with some clean soapy water, hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad, smooth it out a bit. Now we're going to wash it down again, and then we're going to hit it with some prep, and then we're going to paint it. Let's see how it goes. We just give it a blow dry to make sure it's got all the wet stuff out of it. That will wreck your paint job in a hurry. And ideally it'd be good to just spray this on with something and then wipe it off in a single direction. But I don't have something for spraying it with, so what I've done is I put some on a rag. I wipe it on with one rag. You see it dries very quickly. And get all the contaminants off. Just go over it with the other rag, like that. You can see how dirty that one is, how clean that one is. We're just going to keep giving it a wipe. Get all this stuff off. Sorry the neighbors are being a little rowdy today. Probably hear them in the background. Today is a great day to be out here doing this because the temperature is just about perfect right now. And there's no wind. We just had some snowfall the other day. So the ground's relatively wet, so there's very little dust. So that's why I'm taking advantage of this, and we're getting it done. So just before we put on the adhesion promoter, here's what we got here. I'm going to give this another blow dry with the air hose, just to get all the wind stuff off of it. Just try to keep as much dust off of that as possible. Shake up our adhesion promoter. It does have directions on here some place, I think. Yeah, maybe not. first tack coat on there. We're going to hit it with a lot heavier coat now and start laying the color down pretty good. Clear, and I tell you, this stuff is awesome, but it does have isocyanate, so you gotta be very careful with it. But this stuff works really good. I really like it. I'm gonna try it again on this bumper. Okay, we've got the clear on there, so we're just going to let it dry up. It's getting kind of cold out and the sun's going down, so it's not going to go very well now. And we'll just let that dry for a bit. Hopefully it'll set up nice. Oh, that sucker painted up. Hopefully it looks okay. Won't know until I get it in the proper light, but right now it looks good. Anyways, bumper's done. We're going to take this bumper off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You see we got a little bit of damage here, right there, scuffed up here. And come on over to this side. Get some problem down there, some more damage there. So we're going to start, but you're going to want to get access. There's a little door back here. It's got one of those push pins in it. You take your fork tool and you pop that out, and then you open up that, and you can reach in, and there's a 10 mil bolt goes in right around here. So you're gonna have to get in on the head of it. Head of it will be right about there. Show you what you use to get that out. So there's what the bolt looks like. There's a little push pin that goes in the, there's the tool to get the push pin out. And that is the ratchet you're gonna need. A little 1/4 inch of 10 mil and an extension. That'll get that bolt out. So the next place we're gonna go is we're gonna go underneath the truck, and we're gonna take these 10 mil bolts out. You can see one's there. There's the other one there. And then we got a couple more, the same thing on the other side over there. So we're going to take them out. Do that next. Taking out all your push pins from your wheel well, which this one's not in very good shape. There's a screw that goes there. Once that's all out, you can gently pull this down, give it a yank forward. There's a clip. There's some clips that are in here. We'll see if you can see that. See that clip. And you're just going to walk it forward and pop all those clips out. And once we've kind of popped all these forward, we're going to gently just work that out. This is a good bumper. You're going to want to be very careful of it. This one's not. There you go. Bumper's off. That easy. Not much to it. Okay, you can see we've got our nice freshly painted bumper there. Most of the stuff you can put on after, but there is one thing you're going to need. You're going to need these retainers that help mount the bumper to the fenders, and they just pop in here. So you're going to have to take those off your old one or get some new ones. I'll go get the other one. And they just slide in. You might need a screwdriver to get them out of the old bumper. Just be very careful prying them out. We're going to put the bumper on. I got my assistant here. Logan, you grab that side, we're going to gently lift it up. Most of the stuff we can put on after, except, like I said, except for those couple brackets. Carefully slide it in, make sure it goes under the headlight assembly. How you doing over there?
Trying to get it in.
Yeah, so make sure your tabs line up. You see where they go? Just like that. And then you just give it a shove. and lock in. Then I'll get you the bolt. I'll bolt these up. So we got the freshly painted bumper on there. Looking pretty decent, I think. It's a little bit darker in color, but it might lighten up actually as the paint cures, so hopefully it does. But there you go.